Welcome back to News Insight. I am Victory, and today we'll be discussing about land grabbing. A woman named Prophetess Queen Esther Anthony has cried out to the public that her land has been taken away from her. Engineer Kingsley, what do you have to say?
Well, her own case is a little bit peculiar because she mentioned she did her recertification this year, 2024. She's a known person. At least she paid for it. She was saying it on television that she paid for it. And so she's a known person. So if anything was to happen to her land, either change of use, which the FCT has power over, because people are not looking at all these things. When you do what you are authorized to do, or what you have authority to do, you are not guilty in the eyes of law. Okay, it might not fall well or smoothly with the people. You understand the emotion running and the sense of ownership, losing what you have. Even when government compensates you, that the road is going to pass through your house, they are going to compensate you for your house and they are going to pay you for the house. You still want the house.
Yes,
not to talk of when you are not being paid anything. So I think in her own case, they should have reached out to her because she claimed no notice, nothing. Okay, I'm even assuming FCT Wike did what he has authority to do. I've not gone to issues of grabbing, whether really, he just jumped overnight and decided to convert somebody's park to a building. And also, Wike themselves might be answerable to the people because there is a master plan for Abuja in a way. Today you don't just change a place that is designated for park to building. You also owe people explanation because the adjoining properties must have developed their land believing this place is going to be a park. So by the time you replace the place with high rise, they can take the government to court. Because if I bought a land and developed the place as my residential house, my idea was that the adjoining property is going to be a park. My kids can be in my balcony overseeing the park. Tomorrow you change it to high rise, where people will now be overseeing my balcony.
I wish I can vent all my anger right now, but I'm going to take it very cool. But you see, we must do things within the confines of the law. If not, it has become a Kalamazoo republic, which is animal farm. Which the stronger takes. Everybody has to survive, but it should not be like that. It should be a good civil society. And I also want to remind them that this is not Port Harcourt. This is not River State. This is Abuja, where things are done civil, in a very civil manner. Lands are located, papers are given to the people that you are now the rightful owner. If there is any way the people have defaulted in not paying their ground rent or doing recertification, there are other ways to punish them, not to take their land. And that's one side. On the other side, we saw El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State. He was a minister here during the Obasanjo's period. We saw what he did. A lot of land that was designated for parks now started being used for residential building. He brought them down. Zone 2 here is the stretch of that Zone 2 where we have parks now. There was a large hospital somewhere there. Areas that were designated for sports in this FCT, all that stretch of Maitama to IBB Golf Course, they were all for sports. I mean, it was a sports stretch, football, this one. All of that. All of them they have all now been allocated. And now, the place of recreations we don't have. So if they are coming in, grabbing parks and now using them for residential building, that's not how Abuja is designated to be. Do you understand? And if people default, serve them notice. Not the one you revoke the land give another person an hour of O in 1 week. In the next week, you are giving the person a C of O. Nobody does that. Nobody does that.
I feel like this topic, it has so many branches. There are a lot of things we have to discuss. A lot of things I have to talk about because in the video, the woman said she did her certification this year, which means she's not defaulting. And she complained that if at that point they had known that they want to take this land away from her, why didn't they tell her before she did her recertification or something like that. So, and her point now is that she was not even being carried along. They did not tell her. So, like, it's like
yeah, let me be honest with you. When you come to issues of change of use, I think various ministers have been defaulting. Let me put it that way. This minister will come, he will change the use of the place, sell to people. The people will build the place. Another minister will come, will say, oh, it's supposed to be a green area. They will demolish. And they are not even thinking how this will contribute to floodings tomorrow, because executive urbanization has its own problem. This is a park now. We don't even know what they are changing it to. Let me tell you, there should be only one reason to take over any person's land. It's not even on the 14th for payment per se.
Yes.
It should be when for overriding public interest. Maybe a train station wants to pass through, or a school, or a hospital, or emergency centers, or things like that.
And the people will be carried along.
Yes. How long have you given, if somebody defaults in payment, how long have you given the person to pay up? If it is issue of ground rent or whatever. That somebody defaults in payment of ground rent, it's not just why you change use or reallocate it to another person for another kind of use. Because she recertified this year. Issues of defaulting in payment should not come. They collected that money. Because I do know that in ages, for them to do anything for you, your ground rent and everything must be cleared. As of today, for you to conduct official search in ages and receive official document for your legal search, the ground rent and whatever debit, you must zero your account. That's the term they use. You must zero your account for you to receive any legal search report. So if she did the recertification, issues of debt would not come, because she's a known person. They know she's alive. You understand? She's a known person. And if you are going to change the use of the place, you are not going to take the land from her. And that is not even all her complaint. Her complaint was the commando style used.
Yes.
That the kids were playing there. You understand? She said they fought her. This is her testimony. They fought her and
she also said that she has video evidence.
Yes, she has video of it. That there were videos she was, attending to and things like that. Okay? If kids were playing there, if they had sufficient notice, they wouldn't bring kids there. If you bring 200 policemen to where kids are playing and they are fighting, do you know the trauma those kids have passed through? They could sue the government. Let me just be honest with you in that regard. It's because we don't sue people. Because we believe the government or the court system could be compromised. The parents of those kids, if any child there had suffered any trauma as a result of that commando style demolition or action, they could take government to the court. Because what are you doing? Those kids are the future of tomorrow. He was even making excuse that this is not Port Harcourt. The truth remains that we want rule of law applicable in all corners of Nigeria, into the smallest space in Nigeria, in the way to do it. If you are really working for public interest, why there's so much muscle? Energy. Do you know the cost of deploying 200 policemen? When you deploy 200 policemen to demolish a house, what is happening to other parts of Abuja where the policemen should be working?
Because of our time,
they are under police.
We have to touch other
so
parts.
The damage is not only to that woman. Yeah. We that we are under police could call out that, we are being under policed because of the action of demolition of a place. That deployment is excessive.
Let's branch to the other side. Pastor Kingsley, there was a point in Engineer Kingsley, he said that there was a way he put it, I can't remember the exact way he put it, but basically now, this woman, she has done everything she's supposed to do.
Yes.
And now you're sending 200 policemen to meet with her. And she's just one woman. She's not many. Like
because they are envisaging resistance. If you are doing what is right,
not warned her.
If you are doing what is right, you won't do that. If they want to, the judge gives a pronouncement that there should be so and so arrest. If you are doing what is right, you will not do illegal things. That's the truth. And not just only this woman. We used to know Paul Osa Life Camp. That's what we used to know Life Camp as. They were the first developers of life camp all around that area.
Let's not digress from
it's the same land grabbing. It's the same land grabbing.
Yes, we're talking about the woman.
It's land because this thing has been on the news for a long time. Deji has been talking about land grabbing, from here to here to here. It's not just about a particular person. It's that this kind of style, of commando style of doing things, disregarding the law, processes should stop. It should stop henceforth. If somebody default or the land is not duly allocated or there are faults in the paper, there are ways to go. These are civil matters. They are not criminal matters. It should be directed to the person, and the person warned, and the person served paper, quit these premises in a legal way. And the one you now do it, before you know it, you have allocated the land to somebody else in 2 weeks, the CFO to the other person who is your ally, the minister's ally is out. These things are absolutely wrong.
And the woman said something. She said that this park is very close to Wike's house. So in light of this information, does it also add to why it is this way?
That one might not be a very significant reason for that. I do not want to preempt reclaiming the place so that Wike can add it to his plot.
No, it's an allegation the woman said.
Let me tell you what we don't understand in this case. That you have authority to enter into a contract with me. What FCT may not realize is that if you give me a C of O, it's a contract between me and you. You can't be a judge in your own matter.
Yes.
That's true.
If I default in payment, it doesn't give you automatic right of execution.
Yes.
Get it judiciary.
Or revocation.
In anything that is a contract between me and you, you can't administer it. Two of us can have a contract. You have given me this land for 100 years or for so, I will be paying you rent while I use the place. Then when I default in the rent, it becomes of you to administer justice. It's a myopic way of looking at things. Yes. We are a very young nation. We are a very young democracy. We are practicing rule of law. I won't use the word, just newly. Because, during the colonial masters, it was all
by force,
whatever they say, is more of monarchy.
Dictatorship.
We are still young, so we have not tested many things through our courts. Once you have an agreement between me and you can't be the one to administer it if I default. You only thought I've defaulted. You have to also listen to me.
Yes.
So
and they have to be with
taking over my land because I didn't pay. It's a short-sighted judgment.
Yes.
That is a self-help.
Yes.
If you extend, it's a self-help.
So why do we have the court?
So, like I have always said, what if when you allocated the land to me, as a government, you are required to produce or provide certain infrastructure? Did I give you time limit for that? Maybe now today, you provided the infrastructure, tomorrow you are taking over land because I'm not paying. I gave an example the other time that maybe when I acquired your land, when you allocated the land to me, I was 58 years old, hoping to retire in 2 years' time, hoping that as I'm acquiring the land, as you're allocating the land to me, you are going to provide infrastructure almost immediately. And you didn't provide that infrastructure. The minister didn't do anything. Next 4 years, another minister will come. And provide infrastructure. Some even the next 10 years provide infrastructure. That I would have retired. I was still paying your tenement rate and all that. You now provide infrastructure this year. They say, okay, they have provided the infrastructure. Anybody that could not pay rent, the land will be taken. Are you stupid? But you held me for 8 years.
Without providing
infrastructure. You are just providing, you are taking over my land. So they shouldn't be doing this nonsense. They can't be judged.
Over their own matter.
They can't be judged in their own matter.
Over their own matter, they are judged. They are come on. You are the complainer, you are the judge, you are the owner.
And these lands are not owned by them, just by law.
You are going to favor yourself.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's expected. Exactly. Why are you taking over
that they didn't own this land in quote. It's by law that said that state should administer the land. The land was not owned by them. It's not owned by you.
The Baggies are the owners of the land.
Overriding public interest of making Abuja federal capital
territory.
That indeed yielded the land.
Exactly. Then they enacted the law. The land
court cases.
Because it's all over the place.
So they should.
And allocating to someone else is going to bring about many more. On top of one land, you have.
You don't demolish somebody's house and give another man to build a house. And the other house was supervised when development control was present in Abuja, where we are there.
And they approve us to that effect. I'm very sure more other ones are going to come up. It's not going to end here. Yes,
actually,
it's not going to end
Deji
here.
Adeyanju said. He said it's not going to end here. If you buy these lands, you will end up bringing court
another
case
minister will
before
come and
yourself.
change.
We'll come and change the use. And because the matter will still be in
have
court.
more time to stretch this topic. Thank you very much, viewers, for watching this. We'll be right back.